wraps. It flips. It uses up your 6x6, and we're making it in our big book of junk journal ideas today. Let's go. It's pretty simple, and once you do a few, it will, it'll get faster. I took 4 pieces of 6x6, okay? One of them I folded in half, okay? Just fold it in half. One of them I cut in half, so this is this piece. I cut it in half, and then I cut it at 2.5 from one side, and that left me 2.5 and 3.5. So that's this piece. Okay, this one, which is this one, okay, I cut into 2-inch strips. This one, 2-inch strips. I hope you're taking notes. There'll be a quiz at the end. And then the last one, we cut in half. Here's the last one. We cut it in half, then we cut at 1 inch, we cut 2 inches, and then that left us with 3. Okay, so that's one side of your 6-inch. And then this one, we also cut at 2.5, which left us with 3.5, or you can cut it at 3.5 and you'll have 2.5. Semantics. So that's what we have. These are the pieces that we have. Okay. And if we look here, I've got some notes here. Okay. So this flip is this piece, okay? So it's the other half of this one. So this is my flip. So you kind of have to decide what colors you want where and when and what you want to do, all right? So this is going to be my flip. Then this 1 inch and 2 inch are going to be these pieces here on this side under the flip. So under the flip, 1 inch, 2 inch. So these are going to go here like this. And then this one's going to be the flip. All right, so that's all of those pieces. Then when we turn it over, this is a 3-inch piece, the 3.5-inch piece. Okay, so that's on your other side. So you're flipped this way, and obviously you can do this in either direction. But I'm going to do it this way where the opening is on my left. So one of these 3.5-inch pieces is going to go on this side, on the opposite side. And then, so that's here. And then one is on the inside. Okay, so here's our flip again. This is how it attaches to the page. And then inside, there's another one of those. So that's the back. And then we have this, and this is where this 3.5-inch piece goes. All right. But we'll do this. We'll do this all in order. And then the 2-inch strips, we're going to cut into the various tags and bits in here. Okay. So if you have scraps, you know, use those. I'm just using up my 6x6, and, you know, that's what I'm doing. And then these other pieces, these are the 2.5-inch pieces. We're going to work to make our tab here, and then to, I think it's with this one, we'll make our hidden paper clip. So that all makes sense. Let's just put them all to the side, and I'll give you the measurements as we're going to. So I did ink up ahead so that you didn't have to watch that. But the first thing we're going to do is our flip, and I attached my flip with a piece of washi tape. And then this was a shorter piece of washi tape, so I just took another piece of washi tape and went over top of that. It also gave it a little bit added security, but if you have a wider piece of washi tape, you can just use one. So I didn't pick out my washi tape, so you are gonna have to deal with that. Let's see, either this one or this one. I kind of like this one. So I'm gonna do the same thing I did on the other one. I'm gonna, if I can find the end, here you are somewhere. I feel you. first I'm going to attach the flap, and then I'll put another piece on the other side just to secure it. And so this is how I did this, because this is just the way my brain works. You can do it your way, but I put this, come on, stay. Put my flap on the washi tape so that I could see like the halfway point, because I have to do it this way so I make sure I have enough to go over. Otherwise I'll just put too much, which is why I did it this way. Oh, just kind of eyeballed it like that. It doesn't have to be this difficult, TJ. It doesn't. You get the idea. I want enough so that I can go over the other side. Like that. Okay, why is that so hard? I don't know, because I make it that way. That's why. If there is a difficult road and an easy road ahead, I will always pick the most challenging. Not on purpose either. Most of the time, it's just the way it goes. All right, so that's that. So this piece is going to attach on here. I'm just going to line that up. Make sure everything is straight. And then we'll fold that over like so. Okay, so that's our flap. Everything is nice and straight. You with me? And so this is where I just put that extra piece to reinforce it. You can use the same piece or you can use a different color, completely up to you. And you can do the same thing on the other side if you want. Of course, now the washi is just not going to work for me. There we go. Okay, so let me cut. You know, washi tape isn't sticky until you don't want it to be. Then it's super sticky. All right, so we'll put this in here. Like that. And we'll just cut off that excess, and I'll just leave that on my desk because I usually grab them for other projects. I just kind of leave them hanging off the side of my desk. And then I walk around wearing half of them because I don't realize that I picked it up. All right, so we have our flap. Now we can put on these pockets, and those are, where'd you go? Oh, these. The 1-inch and the 2-inch piece. That's what I did anyway. Obviously, it's yours, so you can do whatever sizes you want. And I'm going to use this envelope punch that I got in that fun kit that I bought that I didn't even know what it was. So I'll show it again for anybody that missed it. I bought this at Hobby Lobby because I wanted a small scoreboard. I was like, oh, I'll get that. And this came with it. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. This is actually the kind of punch I use when I use my envelope punch to make pockets. It's the same punch. So I said, oh, well, that's cool. Now I have like a free-flowing punch that I can use for my pockets. And I'm like, yeah, and I took it out of the box and I put it away. And I went to use it the first time, didn't notice anything different. Second time, I flip it over and I'm just like looking at it and I'm like, oh, what's this? And I'm like, that looks familiar. And apparently you can use this back to make envelopes. And I did in one of my recent videos. So you will see me use this. And it's the same thing. It does what this one does, except it's smaller. And it's a little more fiddly, but hey, it still does it. And then it's got all these cool embossing things. So you could put your paper over it and get one of those ball embossing tools, the ones that have the little metal balls on the end or plastic balls, and you can emboss with this. So how cool is that, right? So anyway, now I have one of these that's kind of freestanding that I can just punch my pockets with because I like the way it looks. And it sits on my desk and I have it right here. So this is going to go here, and we just got to add a little ink here because I inked ahead, and then we're going to glue these two down. So this is a pretty easy project. And if you're like me and you buy a pack of 6x6 paper every time you see a pretty one, then you can make a bunch of these and have them on standby for different journals, right? I thought it was nifty, and I was just kind of playing around with my 6x6s, cutting them different ways, which, by the way, I've cut a lot of wrong pieces, you know, because you don't know. I wanted to get it to fit on the 4. And actually, I started with 3, and then I decided I would add the 4th to do the ephemera inside. And there's no real rhyme or reason of where you place these. You can place them wherever you feel like on this part. Ooh, I can't draw a straight line with glue. You know what it is? It's definitely just that I'm going too fast. I figured that out the other day. Because when I go nice and slow and I'm not rushing, it works fine. It's just when I'm rushing, because I'm very aware of the time. Okay, so that's that. And now we've got our flap, we've got that. We have to do the piece in here. So you pick whichever one you want of the 3.5 sizes, because one's going to go here and then one's going to go on this side. So you decide. They're both pockets. I'm just going to punch them again and ink them. I'm going to put that one there, because that's what I said. That's what I said. See if I go really slow. Look. Nice. It's not straight, but it's better. It's just the time. Rush, rush, rush. Okay. Let's get you here. Yeah, and most of these pads coordinate, so you can just mix and match. But if all you have is like book page and some, you know, cereal boxes or something, you could do the exact same thing. You don't need to have a 6x6 pack. You can do this with minimal supplies. This one's going here. Look at all those fun bees. Honeybee. I just did some honeybee stickers. I love them. They're in the shop now. They're full sheets and you get 2 of them. I did a bunch of full sheet stickers now, and so one of them is honey and honeybees, and it's so colorful and bee related. So I'll be using that a lot. I am excited for that. And I've already got a bunch of orders on that, so I guess you guys are loving them too. And thank you all for supporting my shop. I so appreciate it. All right, I have a little edge here I'm going to cut off. All right, just a sliver. So that's that. We got that. That's that. What else? What else? What else? What else? Okay, we have to make the clip, and then we have to make the flap piece. So I think I'll use this one, because then maybe I can get one of these bees in my flap. Is that what I did? Let's see. Maybe it was this one. No, I definitely need those 2. Okay, I'm going to use this. I'm using my handy dandy punch. And by the way, I have included one of these in my 10K giveaway. So if you haven't entered, we're about 200 away at the time I'm filming this. So you may want to go over there and check it out. It says 10K giveaway. You can still enter as of this moment. But anyway, you could be watching this 4 years from now. I don't know. All right, so now I'm just going to try to line this up so I can get that bee in there. Because I want to see him on my tag. Okay. So violent. So this will become my tabby. So this was the 2.5-inch piece. One of the 2.5-inch pieces, okay? But again, if you have some of these tabs around that match your project, then you can just use this other 2.5 piece as another piece of ephemera inside. So I want this to go here like this. You know what? I'm just going to make it a little grungier down here where it actually meets the bottom. And then we'll glue this in place. Now, if you don't have a handy dandy punch like that, you can just make a tab like you make tabs every other time. I've shown you a couple of different ways to make tabs. You can just make a circle and fold it in half. That works fine. So use what you have and have fun. All right. Don't tap out because you don't have a tool. You gotta play with the tools you have. All right, here I did a stamp. Where did I put you? I put you away? I did. All right, so this is the stamp that I used here. Where is it? Hello. Here. But you know, you could use a piece of cardboard where you tear off the pieces like my old school one here. You just rip it off and then you can use this as a line stamp, or if you have another line stamp like the recipe one I have, you could use that. But this one, hold on, let me get the paper off. This is Stampers Anonymous, Tim Holt. It's School Desk CMS 057. If I have the stamps, I'll tell you what they are. You know, if I have the packaging, most of the time I don't, but when I do, I try to show you guys. But that's what I used here, so let's do that again. Why not? Why not? It worked before. So I'm just going to mimic kind of what I have here. This is the top, so I'll be aware of that. And you know, you don't even need a stamp. You could just leave it as blank journaling space, or, you know, maybe use a different stamp to decorate the side, or use some of your stickers on here. So many different things you could do. This is what I'm doing. So let's see, I'm going to put it about there. Ta-da! All right, we're done with you. You can go away. Not go away, but just go away in your little happy place. All right, and then I used one of the cutoff pieces to make this, but let's see what we have left over. I have to make the paper clip. So where is that now? Where did I put you? Oh, here you are. The paper clip is a piece that is 3 by 2 inches, 3 inches by 2 inches, and then 2.5 by 1 5/8. So we'll take this one, which is 3 inches by 3.5, and we'll cut this down to 3 by 2. So let's see, that side's 3 and this side's going to be 2, and that piece was the piece I used behind my word. Here, that is the piece I used behind journal, so I'll use that. And then this other piece I need to cut at 2.5 by 1 5/8. So it's already 2.5, so I'm just going to go 1 5/8. But again, you can adjust this to your scraps. One is just going to be slightly smaller than the other so that they fit inside of each other like that, and then we get that kind of look when we fold it over. Okay, and maybe I use that one under the word journal. I don't know. Yeah, so see, then you get that kind of look there, like that. All right, so lots of interruptions today. Oh, I want to clip the ends of these. So, but you don't have to. You do you. I'm using my We Are Memory Keepers corner rounder. But this one also has a corner rounder. How cool. was very excited about that purchase. I was more excited about it than I was when I actually purchased it. This one too, same one. So we have very little waste in our 6x6s, and most of it are these little pieces that I'm clipping off, and just like a hair of fragments that you can always use in other ways. So, and then this is going to be the inside of the paper, like the bottom. I'll call it the bottom of this hidden paper clip. So I'm just going to put some ink on the inside here because we might see a hair of it. So I don't have to go crazy, but I just don't want to see any of that stark white. Maybe you do. All right, and then this one we fold in half also. And now with this one that I made here, I stuck my paper clip out a little. And so in order to do that, I put a little slit in this top one. So I just put like a little slit there with my knife, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to. I'm gonna do that, and in order to see this line, I'm just gonna do this. Nobody's gonna see that anyway. And I just want to put a very small slit there with my knife. So you can kind of decide where the, whoop, my husband's outside mowing. So I just kind of found the center, and I'm just gonna, you know, do a little to whatever the size of your paper clip is. Okay. It could be a little bigger. It's not gonna matter much. I think it's time to cut the blade off of this and get the new clean blade, because this one seems to be pulling my paper apart. And we need a paper clip, obviously. So this is the one I'm using. It's a 1-inch paper clip. And let me just add a little ink up there so I don't see all that yuckiness. And so you guys know, you put the paper clip on the bottom. I'm gonna leave some popped up. We put this over top like that, and then we glue it down, and that's our hidden paper clip. How fun is that? But you guys know that. That's old school. That junk journaling 101 is hidden paper clips, right? It's like the first thing you learn. Oh, a hidden paper clip, I never knew. And then you're all excited and you're making 50 million hidden paper clips. Maybe that was just me. Maybe I was just so excited. I did make a lot of hidden paper clips in the beginning. All right, and so put that. Oop, I think I gotta go the other way. Like that. Just make sure everything's centered. We'll hold that. Put our cap back on our glue. And that can sit over here and dry while we finish up. Okay, so we have this, we have that, we have all of these to cut. And this is how I cut mine, but you can cut these pretty much any way you want, all right? There's a ton of ways to cut these. So I cut off 1 inch off of one, all right? Now remember, these were the, like this, and I cut them in 2-inch strips. So I'm gonna take one of my strips and cut off 1 inch. Or thereabouts. I mean, it doesn't have to be exact, so. Okay, and then I took another one and I cut off 1.5 inches. So a little different, just a little mixing it up. And then the other one I just cut in half. So right at the 3-inch mark, cut that right in half. And then these become our tags and bits inside. But again, if you're using scraps, you just kind of use whatever you have. And then I just kind of said, well, what do I want to be a tag? And what do I want to be kind of a ticket or a journaling card, right? And you can do any one that you want. So I'm going to make these into tickets like I did with the last one. And so the way I make my tickets is I just take my little small hole punch here and I just clip off the corners and turn these into tickets. That's what I do. So like that and like this. Do them a little different, and then I'll just ink the other side because I see that I didn't ink that. Again, because I wasn't, you know, sure what was going to be cut to what. So very simple. All right, and you could put a little stamp on there, you know, like to match the theme of your journal. I think that would be fun. You could also put another piece of ephemera in there. So, you know, like a butterfly or a bumblebee. I do have some bumblebees. I know I do. I threw them in here because I was working on my July junk journal. My junk journal July. Oh, maybe they're not in here. They might be over there in that. Yeah. That's okay. You get the idea. So those are all tickets. And then these I made into tags. So I used my tag punch here. This is, again, we are memory keepers. Got mine at Hobby Lobby because that's where I love to shop. And I guess my Hobby Lobby bought up a lot of Best Buy inventory when Best Buy went out of business. Not Best Buy. Not Best Buy. Bed Bath & Beyond. Bed Bath & Beyond closed here. Now maybe you still have some locations open wherever you are. But here they closed. They went bankrupt, I think. And Hobby Lobby ended up buying a lot of their inventory. And now in my Hobby Lobby, I see a lot of home goods. And I'm like, that's odd. But, you know, that's the way of the world. So this one's going to be a tag also. So now I see a bunch of home goods in my Hobby Lobby, which doesn't really make me that mad. I mean, whatever. I'm in there already. If I see something cutesy, I'll buy it. Not that I'm really trying to buy anything more. This is my year of purging, so except for craft supplies, let's not get crazy. There's no room to buy other stuff, but craft supplies, I always find room. I don't know. Maybe it's me. It's a miracle. It's a craft room miracle. I always have room. Okay, there's that. And then we're going to make this a tag, right? So I'm going to punch this one. Maybe instead of punching, you want to staple on a piece of lace or something on yours tags. So there's those. I'm going to make one of these a journaling card. So I'm just going to round the corners. And the other one is going to become a tag. And these I actually want to punch the bottom. So now I'm going to have to ink again. Forgot that part. They're just easier to get in and out of pockets, in my humble opinion. So, all right, so that's that. I gotta ink this. And then we'll ink this side. All right, so this will be like a little journaling card. These will be tags. And this one, I have to punch like a tag. You can just clip the ends. I mean, I have a punch. I just find it a lot faster for me, but you know, I used to use this. This was my tag maker. I would just, you know, line it up and then cut and then flip it over and cut the other side. And this was just made out of a packaging that I cut different angles on. So if you don't have a punch, just make something like that. I used that for a really long time, actually, until I found that punch, which was only recent. And you can also do the cut one end off and then take that end and put it on the other side. You know. You guys know that trick. All right, so there's that. So now we have all our fun ephemera. We get to put it in. So I put these little taggies, these little tickets in this top one because it was tiny. They were tiny and small. And then I put this tag in here with my journaling card. So those are under the flip. And then these taller ones went nicely in these taller pockets like that. How fun! Oh my goodness, I love this one. Look at me, I'm so excited. And then this is the journal stamp. So I just took a scrap of this. So we could actually, let's see, what color is where? Okay, we could probably just put the word journal right on this if you wanted. Oh, that didn't work out at all, did it? Okay. So, well, now we're doing it. Oh, because I'm using the wrong stamp pad. That's why. I'm using my vintage photo pad. All right, so I'm just going to stamp on the white. And then I'm going to cut it out and put it over the top of that mistake I made there. Happy little accidents, as Bob Ross used to say. There are no mistakes. They're just happy little accidents. All right, like that. And how fun. There's like very little waste. I don't think we wasted much at all. So I'm going to put him there and then cut around him. And then he will go in my journaling space as a prompt. Come on, glue. There we go. That's a little heavy. That's okay. We'll slide. There we go. And then we'll just cut around. This just adds a little accent color, right? I love to do this. I just think this is just such a nifty little piece, and look at all these 6x6 pages we're using, which we all love to use them. That'll go right there. And then, you know, you can decorate more. I definitely will. You can add some of the washi as an accent too. And then in our big book of junk journal ideas, we slide it in. And actually, this is the one that's going in my bee journal, so I'm going to keep this one out. And this one is going in my big book of junk journal ideas. And it's going to go right here, right here. So you can slide it on that page or you could put it on this page. It doesn't matter, right? You can do it either way. Do whatever you want. And this, by the way, is a great journaling space. And this too, right? So you get a lot of journaling space to add to your page. And then you do that. And then you take this pretty paper clip. I put a piece of ribbon on the end of mine. And you slide it on here. Now you could put a little accent on there too. And then it shows up on this side also. So how fun is that? So you use it kind of like an embellishment over there on this side of the page. And that's it. That's my make today for our big book of junk journal ideas. If you liked it, leave me a comment. Tell me all about it. And tell me which one you're going to make. And I hope to see you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day or night. Bye.